My name is Lakshmi Lalita Mohan and I represent the Confederation of Indian Industry CII in Germany. CII, to shortly mention, is a non-government, non-for-profit, industry-led and industry-managed organization. We are playing a proactive role in India's development process. Our foundations are strong with over 10,000 member companies who we serve. The Germany office of CII was reopened in 2016 and we are involved in promotion of industrial cooperation and bilateral relations, trade, foreign direct investments, joint ventures and technical collaborations between India and Germany, primarily promoting India as a destination for trade and investments. My role as head of the Confederation of Indian Industry in Germany is also to build strategic partnerships and maintain relationship with all stakeholders for CII on behalf of Indian industry in Germany and Europe. The COVID-19 pandemic is the defining global health crisis of our time, and it is the greatest global humanitarian challenge the world has faced since World War II. The virus has spread widely and the number of cases is rising daily as governments work to slow its spread. India, under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Modi, has moved quickly, according to me, implementing a proactive nationwide 21-day lockdown with the goal of flattening the curve and using the time to plan and resource responses adequately. From the Confederation of Indian Industry, CII, what we did is that we invited close to 200 CEOs from different sectors to participate in an electronic survey titled CEO Snap Poll on the impact of COVID-19 lockdown on industry. The unanimous survey outcome was that the pandemic, followed by the subsequent lockdown, has and it will continue to significantly impact the domestic economy, and a further decline in the top line and bottom line of the current and previous quarters is to be expected. The expectations are of the sharp decline in revenue and net profit is indicator of the impact that this outbreak has on the domestic companies and overall GDP growth. Uncertainty of a recovery threatens a substantial loss of livelihoods going forward. We in CII have recommended to the Government of India that it is imperative to preserve both the sanctity of lives and livelihoods. To do so, we have recommended the Indian government to consider a concerted set of fiscal, monetary and structural stimulus package on a fast-track mode. For now, we are witnessing lockdowns, curfews, governments are closing borders, global supply chains and trade are being disrupted by this lockdown. Soon, however, governments will need to restart the global economy, and that will require international cooperation in several key areas to fight the COVID-19 crisis. In the face of this challenge, we must now find alternative and innovative ways to move agendas forward. We have to constantly exchange ideas and hold each other's hand. As the United Nations rightly said, COVID-19 attacks the respiratory system, but it must not take our voice away. International solidarity and strong international cooperation is essential to protect the lives of all people in every community and every country and uphold all their rights. Ultimately, we have to understand that this is not only a threat to global health security, but it is also a threat to democracy and our humanity. We have to take action now to ensure that no one is left behind. As far as bilateral relations between India and Germany are concerned, it is founded on common democratic principles and are marked by a high degree of trust and mutual respect. Germany is amongst India's most important partners, both bilaterally and in the global context, and I personally see this growing more after the COVID-19 crisis. This is definitely not the end of an interconnected world. The pandemic itself is a proof of our deep interdependence. Times like this can cause stress and worries about an uncertain future. These can easily become the soil for anxiety and depression, but only if we let them. Fortunately, I really believe that the human mind is also capable of looking within with our introspective lens. And the escape into the consciousness of the self then makes this our own beautiful and peaceful place. The results are more happiness and focus, a clearer mind, a healthier immune system, and lots of energy. In every country, however, there are many examples, and we're reading about this in the newspapers and watching this on TV. There are examples of the power of the human spirit, of doctors, of nurses, political leaders, and even ordinary citizens demonstrating so much resilience, effectiveness, and leadership. And that provides so much hope that men and women around the world can prevail in response to these extraordinary times and challenges. Most important is that despite the trauma all around the world, let us all together embrace this moment as an opportunity to move forward, to create a better world for all living beings. And with that awakening comes a recognition that we must now learn to live lightly on the earth, to war no more, and to dedicate ourselves to the well-being of an all-interdependent world. In my view, a new world order is in the coming, and a better, bolder, stronger human race will emerge from this crisis. Die gegenwärtige Pandemie fordert unsere Gesellschaft in beispielloser Form heraus. Wir erleben gegenwärtig eine Krise, die es so in der Geschichte der Bundesrepublik Deutschland nicht gegeben hat bisher. Die Coronavirus-Krise zwingt Gesellschaft und Politik auf nie dagewesene Weise neue Antworten zu geben. Die Covid-19-Pandemie ist eine schicksalhafte Herausforderung für die ganze Menschheit. Wir dürfen nicht vergessen, es betrifft nicht nur Deutschland und Europa, sondern mittlerweile die ganze Welt. Ich denke persönlich, dass der Menschheit durch diese Krise deutlich wird, wie verletzlich wir eigentlich sind als Menschen. Und es zeigt übrigens auch, wie die Bundesregierung es bereits erwähnt hat, dass die Politikmodelle falsch sind, die der Devise folgen, dass jeder am besten alleine zurechtkommt. Denn das, was wir jetzt brauchen, ist Zusammenhalt und Solidarität. Und das auf der ganzen Welt. Weltweit ist es von großer Bedeutung, dass ein dauerhaft hochwertiges, leistungsfähiges Gesundheitssystem gesichert wird und zugleich schwerwiegende Nebenfolgen für Bevölkerung und Gesellschaft möglichst gering zu halten. Jeder einzelne von uns trägt die Verantwortung dafür, dass unser Gesundheitssystem nicht belastet wird. Und so retten wir auch Menschenleben. Ich persönlich hoffe sehr, dass die gegenwärtige Krise dafür sorgt, dass wir positive Kräfte sammeln, ein neues Gemeinschaftsdenken entwickeln und dass wir mehr Gemeinschaftsgefühl haben und weniger Kriege. Es ist meiner Meinung nach ganz, ganz wichtig in dieser Situation als Bürger darauf zu vertrauen, dass die Bundesregierung alles Nötige und alles Mögliche tut, um die wirtschaftlichen und sozialen Folgen der Krisenbewältigung einzudämmen. In dieser Zeit sind wir wirklich alle aufeinander angewiesen. Wir brauchen einander, im Kleinen wie im Großen. Wir sollten in der Corona-Krise verstärkte politische, wirtschaftliche und wissenschaftliche Zusammenarbeit einfordern. Und ich bin fest davon überzeugt, dass globale Kooperationen wirklich die einzige Chance sind im Kampf gegen die Plagen der Welt, einschließlich der Corona-Krise.